Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking in. This is Mecca. This is Mecca's Garden and Kitchen Healing Journey, where I share about growing food as organically as possible in my UK allotment and also healing with food while cooking healthy, nutritious meals in my kitchen. Guys, the sun is so bright. This is one of the beautiful days in the year. Now, chickpeas. I am harvesting my chickpeas and I want to share with you the tips on how to grow it from start to finish. In this video, I will share with you the full timeline of growing chickpeas in the UK. I'll give you the information about how long it takes to grow it, how long it takes to germinate, and how long it takes from germination until harvesting, and how I harvest it and how I prep it after harvesting. So these are the different stages of chickpea pods. This is black chickpeas, by the way. So these are the black ones which I've dropped on the floor. These are the dried ones. These are not dry yet, and these are the green ones. Some of the pods of chickpeas have two or one fruit inside. This one has just one. So it depends on the size, but in general, you harvest one or two chickpeas per pod. If you want to store your chickpeas, you want to let it to dry, but you can actually eat the green chickpeas like this, and they're also quite delicious. But I prefer drying them and harvesting them. This is my third season of growing chickpeas. 3 years ago, I grew chickpeas for the first time, and this is the second time I am growing chickpeas, and it has been an easier experience. So I wanted to grow it this way. Now, when I first grew chickpeas, I planted them in modules and put them out. You don't need to do that in the UK. These chickpeas were planted on the 5th of May. So pre-soak them for like overnight, and then I just direct sowed them. If you can look down here, they all look really, really compacted. So they were not planted as single individual plants. They were spread across the board. Another thing I did was just ensure that they were spaced in rows, and they seem to like it that way. So I had 3 rows here. That's all I have, and they seem to be fine. From the first time of germinating, we'll be harvesting and sharing how I did it. So this is what we'll harvest. I'm just gonna cut it like so. The best time to harvest chickpeas are when it's dried on the plant, just like this. However, if you live in a climate where it rains a lot or it's too wet, or you have the, forecast of rain for a few days, then you can harvest it just about this stage, and it's absolutely fine. You can see that most of it here are actually still green, but they are mature. So I'm going to harvest it this way, and I'm going to hang this to dry in a dry area, like in a shed or in the conservatory. Just going to tie this up. Make sure you tie this up so that it stays together. And then you can just hang that like that, and it will dry up and it's ready to pick and separate. Whereas this one is 100% ready as it stands. So you can harvest them at different stages. Back to growing chickpeas. Now, growing chickpeas in the UK, like I said, is so easy. Chickpeas are actually low maintenance plants. They're really low maintenance plants. They need little to no attention. Like, I didn't even put a compost mulch here, no manure, no feeding, because they are legumes, they are nitrogen fixing. So they will make their own nitrogen themselves, which is brilliant. Now, they are also drought tolerant, so they can handle a little bit of dry weather, but just ensure they don't dry up too much, otherwise they'll start to die prematurely. I have heard that you can eat the greens of chickpeas, but I've never tried it. So you grow. I started this particular patch in the month of May, like I said, and 10 days after planting, I had germination. We had sprouts, and that was beautiful. And then in another month, we had them flowering. So it took about 4 weeks. It took about 4 weeks for it to begin to flower from planting. That was so, so beautiful to see. Beautiful purple flowers all over the place. And in about 8 weeks, we had good sized pods that you could start picking as green. But I wanted them to mature, and I wanted them to be ready and dried. And in total, it's taken about 16 weeks from planting to harvest. So it's not a long growing season. Anyone can actually grow it. It's taking a little space. I'm not sure how much we will harvest. It's just taking this little patch of land for me to grow it. I'm not sure how much we'll get out of it, but the last one I grew was even smaller than this, and we got about a kilo worth of chickpeas. So that was not too bad. Yes, you might say it's a lot of work for this, but to me, it's actually something I'm growing that will give me good nutrition. It might not sustain me for the whole year, but I'm adding it in conjunction with other things I'm growing, like the corn, like the grains, like the tomatoes. So it all comes together, and adding more of my homegrown food to my diet is so rewarding. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and process this. I think I've given you the most information you need on how long it takes to grow chickpeas in the UK, what they look like when they are mature, what they look like before they are mature, and how long it takes from sprouting up until harvesting. And the maintenance, it's very low maintenance. You don't need to even weed in between because the chickpeas suppress weeds. So chickpeas are really versatile, easy to grow in our cold climate. And for me, that's the most exciting part. I haven't seen any grower put this up as much as I've done this, because I was looking for information on how to grow. And I just thought, you know what, try. I had chickpeas a few years ago. These are black chickpeas. I don't know what another variety of chickpeas will do. I haven't tried other varieties of chickpeas, but I'm sure they'll pretty much do the same thing. Now behind me we have some lentils. I don't think I want to be growing lentils again. If you want to know how I grew it, I'll probably share a little clip, but these are black lentils. I don't know how long it will take me to harvest it. It was a trial. It was direct sown, exactly like the chickpeas. It took slightly longer for the lentils to come up, and they are still flowering and still growing, but they're just not as easy maintenance because like they're literally on the floor, and I don't know how easy it will be to harvest it. So in the future, I'm not sure I will grow lentils in my climate until I learn more about growing it, but chickpeas is here to stay. So guys, have you enjoyed this video? Has it added any value to you? If you have learned something, give us a thumbs up. Also share your chickpea growing secrets. Like for me, direct sowing, no more modules, it's worked absolutely well, because chickpeas, they don't like their roots being disturbed. And once the risk of frost was over, putting it out there just made life easy for me. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to cover it, nothing at all. Just plant it and walk away, and it did really well in our climate. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have you enjoyed this video? Has it added value to you? Have you learned something? Give us a thumbs up. And also, have you got tips to share on growing chickpeas? Let me know in the comment section. And any other questions, just feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer as much as I know. Anyway, until next time, this is your one and only Mecca at Mecca's Garden and Kitchen Journey, and I sign out. Bye.